Welcome to workout number 2, right? We've got 10 minutes on the clock. We're gonna be doing incline push-ups and incline side planks. So the best place you can do this is your kitchen countertop or the back of your couch. Now for the purpose of this, I'm gonna be using 2 stools so that I can get a little bit of extra depth, but we wanna stay in a nice plank position versus extending and letting our low back fall towards the ground, right? This is where we're gonna benefit in our core, as well as keeping a nice plank position, which will transition perfectly to push-ups on the ground. 10 minutes on the clock. Once that starts, we're getting straight to work, getting as many rounds in as we can, all right? You can keep pace with me, you can go a bit faster, or you can go slower. As long as you're moving, I'm happy. All right, here we go. 1, 2. So notice, my chest is going towards my hands. My elbows aren't flaring out to the side as I do this. My elbows are kind of going back towards my rib cage in a little bit of a capital A or arrow position. All right? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Nicely done, okay? Now we're gonna go to our incline side plank. This is it. Nice and easy. If this is uncomfortable for your elbow, you can go here, right? The goal is that you are supporting through your obliques and you are giving yourself the opportunity to train your core. The goal is not to pick the hardest position on day 1. As you progress through this program, you'll have plenty of time to make this harder. You wouldn't believe it? I feel this. Smells the fire engine. Good, rest. We're gonna go ahead and switch sides. Right? Nice and simple. Here we are. Stack our feet, foot over foot. Try to keep this a nice straight line from armpit to heel. Right? We're hanging out. I know this seems super basic, but even somebody who's been working out for 10 years can benefit from these exercises because chances are they're not doing them. This is the coolest thing about exercise is you always have opportunities to grow. You always have opportunities to challenge yourself. Another 15 seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. All right, so we're right back in on our push-ups. Remember, if you're doing 8 reps instead of 12, take the remainder of the time to rest as much as you need before the next set. You will continue to improve, I promise. And I'm gonna try to edit out those wind chimes. I apologize. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Nice job. If you're ready to progress to your elbow, we're gonna go down a little bit lower. We're gonna hit that nice stack, right? If you're still at your hand, totally fine. The goal is challenging yourself regularly, but not pushing to the point of pain. There's no benefit to pushing through pain. If you get through 1 set throughout this entire workout on week 1, doing a second set is a massive amount of progress in week 2. Doing a 2.5 set is progress in week 3. It still works. All right, rest and on to the next side. You don't have to measure your progress by anything other than your own hard work. Nobody else has experienced the journey that you've experienced. 30 seconds holding this wonderful side. There is another side and they really fun body. Fifteen seconds. Shout out to Joe Hageman for the wonderful tank tops. 2, 1, We are sweating. There's only 5 minutes and 44 seconds to go. This is awesome. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. Remember, descend slowly. Try to remain under control. You need to rest. Rest at the top, not at the bottom. 9, if you got a little extra depth, you can go for it. You'll get a bigger stretch in your chest and still continue to benefit from what seemingly is a simple exercise. 12, nice job. Ooh, doing great. Getting the sweating, feeling good, getting our heart rate going. We got a little bit less than 5 minutes to go. You can do this. Now, if you have another thing that you can graduate to, from the kitchen countertop to a stool, that works. Anything that brings you lower and lower and lower is progress, but also just holding more confidently. Seconds. Also, just holding more confidently is progress. Not shaking as much. Not noticing the fatigue as much. That's progress. Very nice. On to the next side. You wouldn't believe this, like, these simple movements can still be challenging at any fitness level. As much as I work out, I'm still sweating. I'm still putting in work. Still burning calories, which we need to do. Right? It's a simple thing. It goes a very long way. Here's another side. 15 seconds. Feel stronger on this side. 3, 2, 1. Very nice. Whew. It's normal to have strength differences from left to right. It's absolutely normal to have strength differences from left to right. I'm going to show you from the front what I mean by that cackled A position. You've done a couple sets already. Here we go. This is set number 4. 5. Weight at the base of your palms. Pushing through, like the base of the pinky, is a good place to think about pushing into the stools. 9, 10, 11, 12. Woo! Feeling good. Getting sweaty. Very sweaty. Okay. We're in. 30 seconds on the clock. It's on the screen, counting down for you. We're gonna get through 4 rounds here. This is awesome. But remember, 4 rounds is 4 rounds. If you get through, just remember that if today you get through 2, next week you get through 3, that's still a massive amount of progress. All right? And rest. To the other side. Again, if you need a cushion, something to put under your elbow, or you're getting tired and you need to go back to your hand, it's totally fine. Notice my thumb is up, kind of resting on the side of my forearm versus like all of my weight in my elbow. So you get a little bit of the meat in your forearm helping you. If you're having shoulder discomfort, let's go back up to our hand, okay? If that shoulder's bothering you, This is totally fine. You're still benefiting from this. Your obliques are still working, right? Again, say this probably 150,000 times. There's no benefit to pushing through pain. Pushing through discomfort, through hard work, totally fine. Pushing through actual pain doesn't work. It's not worth it. Whew, that was awesome. You crushed that workout. Felt really good. My chest is tired. My chest is tired. My shoulders are tired. My obliques are tired. And I'm sweating. This is great. This is all it takes. Now, if you're in weeks 1 through 3, you're done, and I will see you tomorrow. If you are in weeks 4 through 6, you got another 10 minutes coming. And if you are in weeks 6 through 12, boom, you got a whole nother 20 minutes of working out to do. All right? Take care.
Welcome to day 2, part 2. All right, all we're gonna need for this section of the workout is my favorite Beanie dumbbells, right? We've got reasonably around the same weight. It's not, again, not the end of the world. There might be a slight difference from can to can. You can always switch cans between sets if you feel like you're missing out on something. The other option, of course, is trusty dumbbells. All right, we are gonna be doing 2 exercises back to back. We're gonna be doing bicep curls, and we're gonna be doing front raises. All right, as we do these, we wanna make sure we're staying under control, we're not swinging around. Imagine the cans are open. Obviously, like in this case, I don't want you to dump the cans out, but I want you to imagine that if they were open and you were swinging them around, they're gonna be spilling everywhere, all right? Okay, so 10 minutes on the clock. This is gonna be a tough one. 10 minutes of bicep curls and front raises straight. Your arms are gonna be toast. By the end of this, well, me toast. By the end of this, you're probably gonna wanna wash your hair, or in my case, shave my head before this is over, or by the time you're done, because otherwise you're not gonna be able to, right? Arms are gonna get real tired. Here we go, 10 minutes on the clock. Starting with our bicep curls, we're standing up nice and tall. We're starting with our palms facing out, and then as we curl up, obviously, I mean, a bunch of you have done bicep curls before, we don't wanna be swinging our elbows forward. As we do this, we wanna keep our elbows kind of pinned to our side, keep the sweat in your armpits, all right? 1, 2, we're gonna do 12 each arm, or each exercise. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, 11, and 12, because I forgot how many we're doing. Right, straight into our front raises. As you reach forward, we don't wanna be shrugging our shoulders up towards our ears. We wanna be reaching our hands forward like our kid is gonna jump to us off the playground, right? Reach forward. We wanna shorten the muscle that's right up here. That's what you should feel, not your neck. So from a postural perspective, we don't wanna be falling backwards or reaching back with our spine to try to get the hands higher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Good. Those should already be burning. Those might be tough without anything in your hands. You might even start with a can of Campbell's chicken noodle soup instead of Progresso and baked beans. You can progress to the Progresso. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because remember, our goal with weight loss is to be stimulating our muscles regularly and keeping you moving, right? It doesn't have to be like a crazy high intensity interval training workout. Like most people try to start there and it's just too much too fast. So with these, we're moving in a controlled, sustainable way where we can be continuously moving for 10 minutes instead of moving for 30 seconds, dead for a minute, right? Back to our front raises. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. If you're having any pinchy anything on the front of your shoulder, only go as high as you can before there's that pain. You can even move out a little bit wider, play with your angle, cans up, cans facing each other. I wouldn't recommend cans down, that's gonna feel kind of weird, but you can always vary some of these things just to allow you to move consistently without stressing any one thing, all right? Into our bicep curls. 2, 3. Imagine trying to put your pinky in your armpit. 4, 5. What I mean by that is not here and not out here, right here, right in front. Again, position-wise, you can vary this. 10, and you could go out here if you really wanted to. We just don't want to be doing stuff like this. Okay? 11 and 12. Right to our front raises. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Beautiful. Back to our biceps. 1, 2. I know this is kind of a monotonous one, but trust me, by the time you're done with this, you are going to be pumped up. Those sleeves are going to be snug. This would be a good time to bust out the sundress because those arms are going to be looking ridiculous. But like I said, wash your hair when you're done with this, because by the time those 2 days have set in, your arms are going to be real sore. 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Beautiful. I'm going to show you how to do with the dumbbells now. Right, so these are a little bit heavier. You'll notice certain things about that range of motion change. We still don't want to be swinging back and forth as we do this though, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Your goal is to get to 12. If you have one set of dumbbells and no cans, and right now you're doing sets of 8, congratulations, you're gonna get more sets of 8 done by the time we're done with this workout, all right? So with a dumbbell, when it's a little bit heavier, you might wanna take a little bit of a split stance because you're gonna find yourself leaning back more. So you wanna stay nice and tall. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you'll notice 5, 6, 7, 8, 15 pounds goes a lot farther in this exercise than it does in bicep curls. Front raises are much, much harder, and the weight progresses much more quickly with a dumbbell and a front raise. Nice job. All right, back to baked beans. Right? Again, you can change your stance. You could even, if you really wanted to, go for a walk while you do this. Makes it a little bit more fun. Move a little bit more, right? Call this the gun walk, gunslinger. Do it to the beat. There's so many different ways to make this interesting. I'm trying to keep it as simple as physically possible just to keep you moving. But ultimately, the goal is that you're having some fun while doing this, right? Because if you're enjoying this, then it's gonna be much easier to come back week after week. All right, onto those front raises. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, not shrugging as we do this, because you don't want to be feeling your neck. You want to be feeling the front of your shoulder and maybe even into back here just a little bit. 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, back to the dumbbells. We got 2 minutes and 48 seconds to go. We've gotten through a lot of these. 3, 4. You'll see my pace is slowed down with those heavier dumbbells. Again, and if you need to rest, put the dumbbells down, put the cans down, take your time. Even if you get through 4 rounds your first time doing this, it's still 4 more rounds of this stuff than you would have done without it. 10, 11, and 12. All of this stuff goes a really long way, and adding 1 set at a time, getting 1 rep at a time is still progress. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can see my shoulders are starting to burn. 9, 10, 11, and 12. Nice job. Again, make sure you got your water, make sure you get your towel. Might be sweating by this point. I know the crystal ball is starting to shimmer. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Back into those front raises. I know the first time I was doing P90X years and years and years ago, it felt like I was going to crash and burn halfway through those workouts. They crushed me. And then after 6 weeks, they didn't crush me so badly. And then I dragged my wife into doing the workouts with me because I wanted to push myself, but it's hard to do on your own. So if you're feeling like you're struggling to keep pushing yourself, bring a partner in, bring a friend in, send them this link, and just have them enjoy this workout. It's always more fun when somebody else is doing it with you, right? Back to those bicep curls. So if you're starting to get exhausted in this position, we can go from a neutral and spin on our way up, and you're still gonna benefit. It's slightly different, just a way of changing the variable a little bit. We don't wanna be doing this guy yet, because that's planned for another day. And it also hits a different head of your muscles. This is where we start teaching you some of the bodybuilding ideologies or methodologies by learning to work certain things more specifically so that you don't tire them out and you can use other things the next day. 9, 10, 11, and 12. Beautiful job. Beautiful job. We got a nice, ridiculous pump going. Probably feeling like your muscles are little, like you said, pumped up. They're full of beans, right? So as you do this, as you try to stretch them out a little bit, this is where you're gonna wanna go. Even something like this could feel nice for those shoulders. Just keep them moving as much as you can, because if you go hit the couch right now and you stay like this for the next 45 minutes, I guarantee you when you go to move, it's gonna be like, ugh. All right, if you are in weeks 4 through 6, you are done for the day. If you are in week 7 through 12, you got another 10 minutes coming, all right? Enjoy.